Downtown Fargo, where culture, creativity, and community collide. You've heard the headlines. Now hear what's really happening. Bringing the best of Broadway direct to you. The stories, the people, and the places that make downtown the heartbeat of our city. This is Rocky's Downtown Hour with Rocky Schneider.
Hello, and happy Friday. You will notice that I am not Rocky Schneider. No, my name is Emma McIntyre. I work at Folkways. We work closely with the Downtown Community Partnership and their work to create vibrancy for downtown Fargo. If you are not familiar with Folkways, we are a community nonprofit. You might be more familiar with some of our programs. Those include the Red River Farmers Market, Night Bazaar, Chris Kindle Market. We exist to combat loneliness and isolation by creating experiences where you belong, and we're proud to partner with the DCP on projects like Broadway Square and creating great events that drive traffic downtown for greater economic development. So I got to take over Rocky's Downtown Radio Hour last week and apparently didn't do too bad of a job, which I'm quite proud of. And he asked me to come back this week while he's on a well-deserved vacation. I was kind of reflecting on July this morning and all of the events that we do here in Fargo. And I'm pretty sure that July, and I don't know if this is fact, but I'm going to stand on it, July's got to be the busiest month in all of Fargo-Moorhead between all the events that happen with the street fair, kickoff of the farmers market, the Red River Valley Fair. It is by far one of the busiest times of year. So Rocky's on a well-deserved vacation. We are wishing him well. I think he's camping, so I hope he's not listening and just enjoying the sounds of nature. But just to give you a bit of a rundown on our show for today, we are going to hear from Deb Talan, Sophia Richards on the first ever Miss Downtown title, and then we'll wrap up with a little bit of an interview from our friends at Swanson Health to talk about this weekend's farmers market. We kicked off the farmers market on July 12th, and we've seen just record-breaking audiences attending that event, which is great. Similar to our friends at the DCP saw one of their biggest audiences ever with the Red River Street Fair this year. So cheers to them. We will do some event highlights just to talk about some current events coming up in downtown Fargo. Downtown Fargo is kind of a culture hub for Fargo-Moorhead. I personally was born and raised in Fargo, and downtown is what got me interested in sticking around long term. I just was so impressed with all the small businesses and the things to do in Fargo that are available through our downtown corridor. So we'll touch on some of those today. But let's jump into these events before we head into our next segment. So I do want to point out, this is a fun event that's being hosted by our friends at the DCP, is the Downtown Music Series. So this is our first interviewee of the day, so we'll hear from her soon. She'll be our first segment, is Deb Talan. But the Downtown Community Partnership, alongside the Jasper this summer, is hosting a Downtown Music Series. They've done, I think, 2 of them so far, so this will be the third one, or maybe this is the second one. I'm not entirely sure, but I did get to go to the first one and had an absolute blast of a time. Would entirely recommend attending. This event is going to be on Wednesday, August 6th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Now, what this looks like is you'll be in Broadway Square. The artist is performing in the bandstand. There'll be an opener that's typically a local musician, and then the Jasper helps bring in musicians from across the nation to perform. I mean, Mason Jennings is a well-known performer from the first one that we ended up going to. I mean, he's got soundtracks in movies like Shrek. And similar with Deb Talan, who you'll be hearing from next Wednesday, is also extremely talented, and I'm really excited to interview her for our first segment. Now, this is Wednesday, August 6th, and some things to know about this event is you can upgrade to a private viewing from the Jasper patio. So when we went for the Mason Jennings show, ended up running into some friends that are huge fans of Mason Jennings, and they said they didn't book the Jasper side, which was a bummer because they thought that the seating wasn't going to be good. But what they do from the Jasper venue is they'll pull out the patio, so that way you get a perfect, like, full front view of the Broadway Square bandstand, and you get a private meal and beverages available from like a wait staff, so you don't have to wait in lines. It's really cool. So if you head to the Jasper website, you can find their private seating available for the Downtown Music Series next week. But certainly bring a lawn chair, grab food from a local downtown spot, and just enjoy the summer night of music and community. I mean, what's better than free live music? I can't imagine. And use this as an excuse to reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while and be like, hey, I'm headed downtown for this music series. Come with me. It's a great way to invite people downtown. We've got loads of parking downtown now with all of our parking ramps. Encourage you parking in a parking ramp. A lot of people are surprised that parking ramps are free after 5 p.m. and on the weekends. I think that's a big misconception. If there's anything you can do to support our downtown right now, it's continue the narrative that there are lots of parking spots downtown. They might just be in a parking ramp and not necessarily on the street. My personal favorite parking ramp that I park in every day is called the Mercantile. It is on the back side of the U.S. Bank building downtown. Not the old U.S. Bank building, but their new office closer to the northern side of Broadway. There's always spaces in there, and I would recommend checking that out. So come downtown for the Downtown Music Series on August 6th from 7:30 to 9. Be sure to park at a parking ramp, bring a lawn chair, grab some food, and enjoy. The next event that I want to bring to your attention is the DCP's first ever Downtown Fargo Lemonade Crawl. So if you're familiar, the DCP does a coffee crawl once a year. It's great, brings people downtown when it's a little chillier outside, encourages them to put on a jacket, bundle up, and come hang out with us downtown. But they're doing a summer version for the first time. You'll want to be a part of it. It is Saturday, August 23rd. That is Saturday, August 23rd. We're at the start of August, but that doesn't prohibit you from getting your ticket early. We've got a culture here in the Midwest of buying our tickets last minute. Don't do that because early bird pricing ends today. So while this event is at the end of the month, sign up online to get your ticket so you get that early bird pricing. Some things that are included in this that are so cute, they do custom mugs for the coffee crawl. They're doing the same thing for the lemonade crawl. Hayden is coming back making custom mugs for this. You'll want to add it to your collection. They've also got... if you're used to going to, what are they, like beer crawls, I think? They've got plastic mugs that you can bring as well instead of the ceramic ones, if that's more your style. So check that out. Grab your tickets at the DCP website. Again, that early bird pricing is available until August 1st at 5 p.m. So you've still got some hours. Log on to the DCP website, grab your ticket, come hang out for the first ever lemonade crawl. You want the commemorative mug for the first ever, right? Especially if you're a coffee crawl fan. Now's your chance. And you get it for a little cheaper. So be sure to get your ticket by 5 o'clock today. And then the last event that I want to point out, because I'm just so impressed with all of the acts they're able to bring in, is Comedy at the Cellar. So if you haven't been to the Cellar on Main downtown yet, check out the swanky new sign they've got on Broadway. It's so cool. One of those classic, like, red arrows pointing into the basement. They do Comedy at the Cellar downtown in Fargo. I feel like nearly every weekend is what it feels like when I go and I look at Facebook events online. They do a great job, but they've got Comedy in the Cellar tonight and also tomorrow night. So they're doing a Thursday or a Friday and a Saturday show. Tickets are available online. You can find this on the DCP website as well. Doors open at 7:30 with the show at 8 o'clock. It's so fun. It's such a delight to go listen to comedy. And you don't have to go to the cities to do it. You can listen to it right in our backyard here in Fargo-Moorhead. They do a great combination of local and regional performers. So check that out. I'm trying to think of anything else. Certainly come to the farmers market this weekend. We'll talk about that a little at the end of the show. And then the last thing that I want to just kind of put a bug in your ear for, if you haven't yet, you got to check out the Island Park pool. It's an obviously Island Park. They renovated it. They're doing an adult swim night on Wednesday next week. So before you come to the Deb Talan show, go to Island Park, get your swim on, and then come dry off in Broadway Square is my pitch to you. So an adult swim night sounds kind of fun. But summer is not over yet. Stick around to learn more about staying engaged this summer in downtown. We will hear from you, or you'll hear from us, actually. You'll hear from us in our next segment with Deb Talan. We will see you soon. Hello and welcome back. Happy Friday. You'll notice I am not Rocky Schneider. My name is Emma McIntyre. I work at Folkways. Folkways is a area nonprofit here in Fargo-Moorhead. We exist to combat loneliness and isolation by creating events and experiences where you belong, like the Red River Farmers Market, Night Bazaar, Chris Kindle Market. Something we are extremely passionate about at Folkways is live music and art. So I'm really excited to interview and welcome onto the show our first guest for the day, Deb Talan. Deb is performing in the Downtown Music Series brought to you by the Jasper Hotel and the DCP. The next event with Deb is going to be Wednesday, August 6th from 7:30 to 9. So mark that off in your calendar as you're listening to us chatting. You'll have plenty of time to plan that in. Deb, happy Friday. Welcome for joining us on Rocky's Downtown Radio Hour.
Well, thanks for having me.
We're super excited for you to be on. You have been writing songs since you were 14, and we're really looking forward to hosting you in Broadway Square. Can you share with us a little bit more about the process of bringing you into Fargo? I mean, have you been to Fargo Moorhead before?
No, well, actually, that's not true. I believe I played there like 20 years ago in
Whoa.
some very small, very minor capacity. It was like at the very kind of front end of a lot of touring
Yeah.
in my life. And so this one was just a reach out to my booking agent. And I love the chance to be able to play in a place I haven't played very much, and then in an already existing music series where people know they're going to come out and have a good experience because it's kind of a known quantity in that town.
Yes.
And then I get to, just kind of bring what I do into that sort of pre-existing setting. For me, it makes for an easy yes. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to do that.
Heck
And
yes.
your place sounds cool, kind of a downtown outside amphitheater kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm all in.
Yes. And I mean, if the last time you were in Fargo Moorhead was 20 years ago, Fargo has changed significantly. I'm very excited to
I am
surprise and delight you.
so psyched. Yeah, I'm really excited. And actually, Emma, just from listening to kind of your broadcast before I got on the air with you here, like a lemonade crawl, a coffee crawl, my town needs that. That's so
Right?
great.
Okay, are you sticking
Yeah.
around? Can I ask when you're coming into town and leaving town? Because we could plan other sorts of fun activities for you to participate in.
I'm just doing a short sort of 3-day stint. So I'll be in on the 5th, kind of like late afternoon,
Yes.
and then playing on Wednesday, and then I have a show also kind of in the area, but a little farther out on Thursday, and then driving home on Friday.
Driving home on Friday.
So yeah, just a quick stay. But I'd love a little list of fun things to do and see while I'm there.
Well, Deb, I have a whole PDF document that is hyperlinked to all of my favorite Fargo things. And so I will certainly, now that I have your email, I will send it your way so you can do some perusing while you're here.
Great. Marvelous. Thank you.
Heck yes. Well, let's dive into a little bit of the show and what people can expect to hear from you. I loved listening to your music online. I thought it was so fun to do a little research. Your style of music is kind of my personal preference. So selfishly was really excited to hear that you're going to be in Fargo. For folks coming for the first time or hearing your music for the first time, what can they expect from your live show? How would you describe your genre of music?
I would describe it as sort of singer-songwriter folk pop. So, I'm telling stories a little bit about each song in between playing. The songs are, melodic and lyrical and often have a pretty powerful emotional through line of something that I've been exploring. And so there's an intimacy to the show. So even if it's kind of in this spread out outdoor amphitheater setting, I think people will find it things that I've heard before are from people who listen to my live show, particularly when I play on my own, is just like a real beautiful kind of resonance that feels quite relaxing and connective and almost like a meditation sometimes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, spectacular.
So I think that's what people can expect.
And I mean, that paired with an outdoor venue is just like a elite combination. I'm so excited.
I think it should be kind of magical. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I'll bring my own sort of little twinkle lights and things to to up the ambiance, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing what's in Fargo. What's Fargo?
Yes, we have some magical mushrooms in the storage unit behind Broadway Square. They're like these beautiful
that light up kind of thing.
Yes, I feel like we need to bring them out for your performance.
Fantastic! Ooh, that would be awesome.
They would be
yes,
so
I would
fun.
like that.
Okay, perfect. Duly noted. I'll pester the Broadway Square team, see if we can't get those out for you.
Great, thank you.
Now, are you usually playing outdoor venues? I mean, is there something that you particularly appreciate about an outdoor venue versus you've played all sorts of other spaces?
Yeah. I love being outside. So outside in nature preferably, but in almost any capacity. So, and I think for people who are coming, like that's a pretty unique experience to be kind of outside under the sky and listening to live music. So I like being a part of that. As a performer, as a player, Sometimes it can be challenging because there's kind of this breadth to what's happening, right? Because the people are out there, but there's no physical container around
Yes.
them. So so I feel like for me, it requires me to stay both kind of centered in what I'm doing, and reach and kind of make a little energetic reach out to people who are there. So it's I like the challenge, and I've done it a lot in my career. I'd say the last time I was playing outside uh, was probably during COVID, because there were all those, like, people were having kind of backyard concerts and
Yeah.
things like that. And then venues had like these kind of alternative places to play outside. So so this will be in a much nicer capacity than than then, right?
Yes.
The beginning of the pandemic. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
You
It's
are
gonna be
the
great.
energy bearer of the outdoor venue. I mean, you're totally right. There's so much space that figuring out how to contain the
Mm.
energy to share with the crowd is very intentional work.
Yeah, yeah, and I kind of feel like my job, as it often is to stay really centered in the music that I'm putting out, and then let people receive it however they feel like,
Yeah.
so that in some ways, I think as an audience member, maybe it's almost like a little less pressure to see a new artist outside, because you're like, I have a little distance from them. Like, if it's not my thing, I don't have to engage too much. I'm not like in a small box with 45 other people. It's like,
Yes.
so I think it's a low stakes way to listen to new music, and I like that for people.
That's such a fun take to have from the person that's performing. I mean, you often want to respect the artist and all the work that they put into it, but your acknowledgement of it, like, art is a one-to-many experience, and however you choose to experience it
Yeah.
is your own decision. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I feel really strongly about that. Sort of the more I do it, that it's like, it's an invitation that I do. And then people choose whether they want to
Yeah.
have that energy exchange with me or not,
Yeah.
or how they want to do it. Yeah.
I mean, you are an artist of many forms. I'm looking at we're calling each other virtually from. Can you remind me where you're at currently? Where you call home?
Yeah, Iowa City, Iowa. So the home of University of Iowa and the Iowa Writers Workshop and many wonderful musicians and visual artists. It's a pretty. I have a feeling it might not be dissimilar to Fargo in terms of like kind of a hopping, surprisingly artsy, medium-sized town.
Yes, and we're both surrounded by corn
Yeah.
on all sides, so
we
we have that in
are.
common.
So whatever that energy does for us, yeah, we have that in common.
Exactly, we're both victims of corn sweat, so there's no other. We have that tie to bind us.
Yeah, well said.
Oh my gosh. Well, so because I'm looking at you through a video screen and I read your bio online, I know that you're an artist of many forms. You are a songwriter. You're also like a mixed media artist. You've got some paintings behind you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming those are yours that you've made.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I'm speaking to you from my sort of like, it's kind of like this art barn music studio hybrid,
Heck yeah.
like heavenly place that I get to come to every day. Yeah.
Everybody needs an art barn. Are you bringing any of your art with
Oh
you
my
when you
God.
come to Fargo?
Just t-shirts. I
Yeah.
designed them. They have like a kind of a cute little frog on them. So yeah, no, I won't be selling art. I mostly do sell stuff online these days, or kind of in town. So yeah, no, I'm not going to be carting my paintings with me. But thanks for
That's
asking.
valid. No, that's so valid. That makes sense. And you're doing a show after your show in Broadway Square in Thompson, North Dakota, I saw. So just outside of Grand
Yeah.
Forks. So if people are tuning in from outside the area, there's still space to catch you after your show wraps up downtown.
That's right. At Mutterman's, it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, a guitar shop is what I saw, I think.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I've only, I have never played Mutterman's, but there's a place in LA that I played a bunch called McCabe's, which is like a kind of a famous little venue because it's set also in a guitar shop. So I don't know if it's going to be like that or doing its own thing, but
Perfect.
I have good experience of that setting too. So
Well, it's fun doing
Yeah,
it in the
see how it
unique
goes.
spot.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Deb, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm excited to see you in person next week here in Fargo. We appreciate you going out of your way, heading up from Iowa and hanging out with us here in North Dakota. You guys be sure to check out
Aw.
Deb's show next Wednesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. at the Jasper Patio. If you're interested in hanging out on the patio, you can get tickets to view Deb perform. they're like ideal seating. You just find those at the Jasper website. So Deb, we will send you off on your Friday, but listeners, be sure to stick around. We will have Sophia Richards on deck to talk about the Miss Downtown pageant. So thanks so much, Deb. We appreciate you. Welcome back to Rocky's Downtown Radio Hour. I am not Rocky Schneider. My name is Emma McIntyre. I work at Folkways. We are a community nonprofit that exists to create events where you belong. We are grateful to partner with the DCP on downtown events, which is why Rocky has willingly signed me up to take over his radio hour while he is camping with his family this weekend on a well-deserved vacation. I'm super excited for our next segment. We have Sophia Richards, who is the Miss Fargo pageant local director, on to talk about our Miss Downtown Fargo, which is super exciting. More specifically, on this Downtown Fargo, she has had the opportunity, or this Miss Downtown Fargo will have the opportunity to appear at DCP events and be a social media ambassador, which is really fun. Sophia, it sounds like the DCP is kind of championing this Miss Downtown Fargo role, which is new this year, right?
Yes, I cannot give enough love and praise to Rocky. I sent him a text. I said, we have this crazy idea. My co-director and I, Rachel, we're like, we need to bring this pageant back to Fargo. So there was previously a Miss Fargo. It took a hiatus for a couple years, and it's just such an important legacy. We were like, we want to bring this back better than ever. It's our first year of having Miss Downtown Fargo, our first year of having Miss Cass County, and we are over the moon excited to provide these wonderful scholarship and ambassador roles for these young women in our community. We are so excited, and thank you for having me. I've interviewed you, but you're interviewing me now?
I know, the roles are flipped usually. Can you share a little bit more about your day job and what you get up to in your typical, I would say 9 to 5, but you are not working 9 to 5. It's like, when do you probably kick off your workday?
So I pull into work at about 7:30 every morning, and then I conclude around 4:30. But yeah, our show, North Dakota Today, is live from 9 to 10. So I scampered out of there pretty shortly after to make it over here, but it's fun to do radio. This is a cool atmosphere for sure.
And I'm honored to be able to interview you versus vice versa. Now, you are a former Miss North Dakota 2024.
Yep.
You've been a part of the pageant world for a while now. Can you share with us what originally drew you into it, and how has that kind of shaped your journey into adulthood and your career that you're in?
Yeah, so I struggled a lot with my self-esteem and confidence. I have not always been the confident, young woman that you see sitting before you or hear over your radio waves. I hated public speaking with a passion. I refused to do it. I didn't like singing in front of people, really anything that I had to be in front of people or had all eyes on me. I just absolutely didn't like it. And I knew that I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. And actually, a former Miss Fargo came to my school in Hope, North Dakota. Population about 250. I think it might be actually up to 275 now.
Okay.
But I was just awestruck by this woman. I was like, oh my goodness, she is everything that I don't see in myself. She's beautiful, she's confident, she's kind, she's well-educated, well-spoken. And I was just awestruck by her. And I was like, I need to be like that. Like, I need to find this opportunity and do this for myself. And I've learned so many skills along the way. I was not, like I mentioned, a good public speaker, and I think I'm okay now, hosting my TV show and traveling across the state as Miss North Dakota last year. I met so many friends. I had so many wonderful experiences, and just being an ambassador for, my community and then the state and representing my state on a national level at Miss America was life-changing.
That's crazy. What a fantastic opportunity. And the fact that you balanced all of that with work, and were you going to school during all of this too?
Yep.
Through your scholarships?
Yes. Actually, I was able to graduate completely debt-free from NDSU with the scholarship money that I got from competing at Miss North Dakota. And then with my last Miss North Dakota money and my Miss America scholarship dollars, I'm in grad school right now.
That's
so
spectacular.
I was doing homework yesterday too.
Wow. What a great way to elevate women, elevate young girls into seeing. A mentor once told me, you can't be what you can't see. And when we're able to provide great examples of strong women, and all the words you use to describe are all ways that I would describe you, having worked with you on previous projects or being in the studio, is you're an extremely confident person. And those skills came from your time in doing pageants and working with other women, it sounds like.
Yeah, people see maybe, public figures or people that you see out and about or on social media or on TV or on the radio, and they don't see the hard work that it took to get to that point. Some people naturally have that, and I didn't. And pageants and throughout the Miss North Dakota Scholarship Organization just polished my skills and turned me into the person that I am today. And I could not be more grateful. That's why I think when this opportunity was presented to me, that to be a co-director and help provide that opportunity for other young women, I didn't even think about it. I said, absolutely, like, let's do this. Let's put this on.
That's amazing. So what does that co-director role look like? You said that we're bringing back Miss Fargo for the first time in how many years?
I think the last one, I want to say 2018 or 2019. I think COVID might have been what did it in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so many things, so many wonderful community events, just COVID
Just took
kind of squashed them.
Absolutely. And I think we're seeing a resurgence with, I mean, the street fair saw its biggest audience ever.
Yes.
The farmers market saw its biggest audience ever on opening day. There's an appetite for people coming back to community. Can you share a bit more about, this is the first time we've had a Miss Downtown title. What
Yes.
were you the person to raise your hand and say, hey, we need a Miss Fargo? What did that process look like?
So actually, my co-director, Rachel, she was formerly on the state board for Miss North Dakota. So she just has a wealth of knowledge and experience on this. And, you know, being so fresh off of my pageant experience, we're kind of like a dream team, right? So she, you know, wanted to get more involved on a local level, and she was like, hey, I have this idea, like, I think you would be the perfect person to do it with me. So I really can't take the credit. It was all her idea to bring back the Miss Fargo, but once her and I started rolling, I was like, we need the Downtown Community Partnership in on this. Like, they are going to be the best resource, the best people to help spread this to the community and make it the great event that we know it can be. So Rocky signed on right away. I bet his ears are burning right now that we're talking about him so much when he's on his camping trip. He's like, what is this? What is this feeling I have that we're all good things, of course.
All good things.
And yeah, we hit the ground running, like getting sponsorships, getting girls signed up and involved. We already have, I think, 4 young women competing in the Miss division and 4 competing in the teen, which is really good numbers we still have a whole month for girls to sign up.
Absolutely. So. And we mentioned it earlier in the show, but I feel like we're kind of a last minute community. We sign up for things last minute.
Right?
We're like, oh, well, what if something else comes along? Yes. You never know. And I think that for something like this, it's generally outside of people's comfort zones.
Yep.
And so they don't know what to expect. It takes a big leap of confidence to sign up for it. Can you share a bit about like who is a good candidate to participate in the Miss Fargo pageant?
Yes, so we have 2 different divisions, which is really awesome because we have the teen division and the Miss division. So teen is 14 to 18, and then Miss is 18 to 28. Okay. And they actually just increased that age limit because, you know, they're finding that some young women are starting their education journeys later, or maybe they want advanced degrees of master's degrees, even doctoral, you know. So all those opportunities to compete and still get those scholarships and use them all the way up to age 28, which is amazing. But really, I would say anyone can sign up for this. There are stipulations on the Miss America website, and we have all that information on our Miss Fargo organization website as well. You have to be unmarried, no children. I think that the real motivation for those rules, though, is that they really want young women to be the best version of themselves and focus on themselves when they're doing this. You know, I can't imagine how much busier my life would have been if I was Miss North Dakota and had, you know, was married and had kids. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
There's definitely reasons for that. But you must be a North Dakota resident or attending school in North Dakota.
Okay.
So like if you lived in Moorhead and you went to NDSU, you would actually be eligible, I believe.
Really?
Yes. So it's a lot of fun to, you know, provide these opportunities because the biggest thing, yes, it is a pageant, but it is at the end of the day a scholarship competition. So
absolutely. And there's different categories that people participate in. It's not all just, I think you have an idea of seeing pageants on TV, like movie and TV. Can you share a bit more about the categories that people should expect to participate in if they choose to go down this route?
Yes, and it is a little daunting, obviously, being on stage, but I think when young women sign up for this, like you gain the confidence to do it, and it's such a supportive atmosphere. It's not like you mentioned the TV or movie, like stigma, pageant girls, you know, there's no backstabbing. It's such a supportive environment. And, you know, the girls are backstage, like, cheering each other on. They're probably cheering louder than the people in the audience. They're just so excited for each other. So you have the evening gown competition, everyone's favorite. You got a big sparkly dress on. You have your onstage question, your private interview with the judges, where they definitely get to sit down with you, get to know you. And then you have your talent and your fitness. So that was formerly the swimsuit. And they changed to fitness because there's a big push with Miss America about overall health and well-being, whether that's mental, physical health. So we have a national partnership with the American Heart Association. So everyone wears red on stage, kind of a partnership with that. And they're not judging you on the way that your body looks or, your muscles, anything like that, how thin you are, your dress size. They're judging you on your confidence, which I think is really special, and it's something that's very unique about our pageant system and the Miss America system is it's about, I think, what's more so in your heart than what you look like.
Oh, I love that. And that's a great way to cheer on who is going to represent our community in downtown. Now, before we wrap up this segment, when I was looking at your website, your webpage, so delightfully surprised at how affordable it is to participate in this program. Can you share about the price point?
Yes, so everything should be under $150. You register with the National Miss America organization, and then we have a competition fee. I believe it's $75. So a lot of young women make it very affordable. They'll rewear dresses, they'll borrow things. I've gotten things, secondhand from Poshmark or even thrift stores in order to compete. It really is so affordable, and it's paid back tenfold with the scholarship dollars that you earn. At Miss North Dakota, we're actually known throughout the region for the scholarships that we give out. You don't have to win to get these scholarships. We have non-finalist scholarships, and everyone is guaranteed $1,000 just for competing.
Wow.
So it's like that $150, initial investment, which part of that actually is money that you raise for the American Heart Association. It's really an initial investment to get your foot in the door to earn those other scholarships.
Wow. Amazing. Well, we are lucky to have you in Fargo advocating for this role. Thank you for joining us, talking a little bit more about this exciting opportunity. If you know a young woman in your life that would fit into this category, sometimes it's daunting to self-identify yourself.
Yeah.
So maybe reach out to them. Say, hey, I heard that this was happening. I think you would be a great fit, and encourage them to participate. So before we go, where do we find more information for registering?
Yes, so you can find more information. Honestly, I would go to our Instagram. It's at MissFargo.org. People have been DMing us. We are super responsive on there. We have all the information, and our website is linked. So I would say that's the easiest place to go.
Heck yes. Thank you so much, Sophia. We appreciate you joining us here this morning, and we are wishing you and the rest of the team good luck in your pageant season this year.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hello and welcome back to Rocky's Downtown Hour. My name is Emma McIntyre. I am not Rocky Schneider. I have the honor of taking over his radio show while he is out on vacation. If we have never met before, I work at Folkways. It is a community nonprofit here in the Red River Valley where we exist to combat loneliness and isolation by creating events and experiences where you belong. We could not do this without partners that allow us to make this possible. And today I'm really excited to welcome one of my favorite partners of ours, which is Swanson Health. We have Whitney from Swanson Health on the call. Whitney, can you hear us? We want to make sure we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Oh my gosh, look at her go. Okay, well, Whitney, this weekend at the Red River Farmers Market, we are hosting Jazz Fest Day, which is so fun. We did this last year, right?
We did, yes. We had so much fun, we had to do it again.
Exactly. And Swanson's a unique one of our sponsors because you guys make like nutritional supplements and you are a food vendor, but you are also here in Fargo, North Dakota, which is spectacular. I don't think people are generally common or they're not familiar with the fact that Swanson is in Fargo. You've grown so much since you first started. What does it mean for you to keep showing up for community spaces like the farmers market?
Yeah, I think just like you said, we've been around since 1969. Like Swanson was founded right here in Fargo, North Dakota. The brick and mortar store, which I think most people are familiar with, it used to be downtown on Broadway, but now it's in the Colonnade Mall out on 45th Street across from Shields. And that opened in 1979. But Swanson Health is huge. Like we're a global company. We have distributors. We're in over 150 countries. We're on, different marketplaces as well. But really, we just don't ever forget, like we started right here in Fargo, North Dakota. And that's where, the community support is so important for us to give back to, right here in Fargo where we started.
Exactly. And your team is committed to wellness. I mean, at the farmers market, we are committed to wellness and providing good, nutritional, local food for our community. We share that in common. We're so proud. I love personally your retail store. You walk in that place, it feels like a hug. Your retail store just feels like a hug.
Yeah, honestly, Crystal, who's our retail manager, she does such a great job. Everyone there is, they're experts on health and wellness, right? So you go in there and you might not know, like the vitamin and supplement space obviously can be really overwhelming, right? There's a lot of different options and you might not know what it is that you need. So you go into the retail store and you have those experts right there that can talk you through your health concerns and what you need. And not only is it Swanson products, but there's a ton of other partner brands, but we also support local as well. So there's a lot of local grocery type items and different brands like that. So it's really, really exciting that we're able to give back in that way too and at the retail store.
Yes, and you guys have Red River Farmers Market vendors that have food items at the retail store, which is incredible. I mean, such a great symbiotic relationship. And this team of experts is going to be at the farmers market this weekend, correct? Can you share a little bit more about your booth, what people can expect when they come up and say hi?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we'll have the experts at the table, and then a couple of our marketing folks as well, and we've got free canvas totes that will be given out. So if you need a bag to carry your fresh produce or anything you buy at the market, swing by the Swanson table and grab one of those. We'll have a spin the wheel game where people can win a ton of different prizes, including coupons that can be used whether on our website or within the retail store as well. But we'll also have samples of our Simply Hydrate, which is an electrolyte hydration mix. So people can swing by. We'll have some of that for purchase as well, including, I think, a couple other items that we'll have as well. But, if people have questions on health and wellness, Crystal will be there. And then one of our regulatory managers, Julie, she's fantastic as well. She'll be there so they can help talk through. And we'll also be doing a recipe demonstration as well. And I would say the time, but I don't want to mess it up. So is it 11?
Starts at 10. Oh, the food demonstration is at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So hopefully people can swing by over there and get a great recipe.
Absolutely, which is great because you can try it before you buy it. And I will admit, our team, so you guys sponsored the farmers market last year, and we had the Simply Hydrate, and now I feel like our ads need to just be like Folkways fueled by Simply Hydrate because we loved it so much that we just buy boxes and boxes of them, and we'll have them at all of our events because we're working out in the heat and we need those kinds of electrolytes for our team.
Yes.
So
yes.
we're big fans.
It's so good. It's so good. And we have 5 different flavors. It's fantastic. Yeah, you were talking about that last year and I just love it. By the way, did you notice what shirt I'm wearing today?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, Whitney, look at your merch. Oh,
yeah, sporting it.
Heck yes. Well, you can come say hi to the Swanson team this weekend at the Red River Farmers Market downtown from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Come try some of their delicious samples and get a matching t-shirt. You, me, and Whitney can all match in our farmers market gear. All the proceeds go to your local community nonprofit. So be sure to check that out. We are grateful to have you on today, Whitney. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the market tomorrow. And thank you to all the listeners tuning in. Downtown is made by the people that show up. Thank you for spending a part of your Friday with us. We will see you downtown.